Equality, it is not a government issue. Equity is not a Republican or a Democrat-based issue. Equity, equality, and inclusion is a moral issue. What's up, Living Your Story family? It's Coach Keith here to bring you the best in coaching advice through video. So, the president has banned diversity training inside of the federal government. He went on to say that the training is divisive, anti-American, and propaganda. And many people believe this to be true. And while I believe in allowing people to have an opposing position, I also believe each side should be understood in their position. With that being said, I want to share with you 5 reasons why diversity training is actually a good thing. So number 1, diversity training, it can create trust between coworkers. Is going through this training uncomfortable? Absolutely. But tell me the last time you pressed through to grow and there wasn't an element of discomfort or sacrifice involved. The trust that's gained, it actually empowers employees to be more engaged with one another. Now, how many times have you been at work and needed something from a coworker and you felt really uncomfortable because it was a woman or maybe a person of color? The trust that's built through these trainings is one of the best team builders that a company or a department can have. Now, creating a bit of friction to build morale between employees that see life through different lenses, it's super powerful. And the president said that the training is divisive when in fact, the training is designed to enlighten participants and open lines of communication that are perceived as things that should not be discussed. It's kind of like religion. Like you're supposed to believe what you believe and not share your truth with other people. We need to grow up and we need to listen to other people. No one ever said we had to follow their beliefs, but to listen, learn, and respectfully challenge one another, we only stand to become wiser. Number 2, diversity training protects companies from liability. When employees know that the company they work for is engaged in equity for all employees, it's more likely that the employee will work things out internally rather than to pursue litigation as a first option. Now, for those of you that pay attention to the stock market, how many times have you seen the stock price of a company just drop because some sort of class action lawsuit came up? In 2019, the class action survey shows that companies spent $2.5 billion defending class action lawsuits in 2018. And get this, that's only about 11% of the overall spend for legal services in litigation. With more diversity, equity, and inclusion training, these numbers could potentially go down drastically. Number 3, without diversity training, most people will never understand the differences in one another. The biases that each of us has, it causes the potential for closed-mindedness. Now, this in turn, it actually causes a huge division in our country. Are we supposed to be known as the melting pot? Recent current events have actually exposed our inability to be united in understanding one another. Like grown-ups are arguing about wearing masks and racial issues amongst other things, and everyone seems to want to talk, but no one wants to listen. Diversity training is not designed to force people to change their mind. It's designed to give people an opportunity to understand differing perspectives. Anyone that says diversity training is divisive, they're closed-minded, and they probably think they stand to lose something by going to this training. Perhaps power, maybe it's the pride in thinking that they are right about races, all women, and all beliefs, and all thinking. I'm not sure. Number 4, businesses, they're more profitable when they have these trainings. If you're a business owner or an executive of a company, you may or may not know this, but studies from the American Sociological Review and others have shown that companies that are more diverse and inclusionary, they tend to do better financially than companies remaining basic and stagnant regarding diversity. Again, are there challenges along the way? Of course there are, but there'll always be resistance when an element of change is on the table. And here's the thing, most businesses are started for long-term growth financially, right? There'll always be bumps in the road along the way, but if studies are showing that long-term effects of diverse companies show better potential revenue, why would you not have a diversity as a priority in your organization? And why would you cut these programs out of your organization? Number 5, more diverse companies have better employee retention. Now, why is this? Again, once you build the trust between employees, why would they leave their job? A survey of 3 million employees was completed on diversity, employee satisfaction, and organizational performance. The results of the survey found that a majority of the participants, they were more engaged and committed due to the heightened levels of diversity that the companies encouraged. Now, this led to less turnover and a more harmonious environment. Now, is diversity training simple? Again, it is not. And are there clear benefits? Absolutely. But all in all, remember this. Equality, it is not a government issue. Equity is not a Republican or a Democrat-based issue. Equity, equality, and inclusion is a moral issue. Now, if our country is truly a melting pot, which is defined as a place where different peoples, styles, theories, etc. are mixed together, the only thing anti-American here suggested is that we not have melting pot training, which happens to be titled as diversity training. While it is not divisive, it's also not comfortable having conversations about other histories of this country. Black history and how there's been unfair treatment throughout the years. Native American history and how the land was taken from them and their population basically being wiped out. Or the history of women and how we still see today that women are not given equal pay or equal say in this fine country. Now, if you found this video to be of any benefit, please hit that like button for me. And if you have not yet subscribed for the Living Your Story family, hit that subscribe button below, as well as that notification bell so you can know when the next videos are coming out. I want to thank you all for watching the Living Your Story channel. This is Coach Keith, and until next time, I'm out.